if they are given a number at the graph, they must read from the graph what that number is and write down that number.
So they might ask you to explain carrying capacity, then you give a definition or an explanation, of course. But if they ask you what the carrying capacity is, then you read the number from the graph. And there you've got a list of things that you must be able to do with these types of graphs.
Yes, there you can see if you are given a table, and from the table then you must draw the graph, and then you must identify the graph. It will either be a J curve or an S curve type of graph. And then this is by identifying the type of graph after you have drawn it, then the phases explaining what happens during it, determine the carrying capacity, read it from the graph, and then the type of organisms, and we went through this. So I don't think that would be such a problem.
So let's have a look at our slides and see what carrying capacity exactly is.
Okay, as we've said, it's the number, it's actually the maximum number of individuals that area or that habitat or ecosystem can support. And if we say support, we mean the type or the amount of resources available to that specific species. And this is quite interesting because in the same area, for instance, a meadow can support 15 cows, but in that same area the carrying capacity can be 1,000 or more tiny insects of that same meadow. So, and of course the carrying capacity is always determined by the environmental resistance, which means it's a lack of food, a lack of water, and the shelter becomes less. Disease can increase because of the amount and the number of individuals.